Cliff? I found them, thanks. Perfect. Perfect. Good morning, everyone. I'm Carl Katz. Welcome to Unity of New Westminster. Would everyone please rise, stand up, and join us in our opening song, I Can See Clearly Now by Johnny Nash. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. Gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Look all around, nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Unity of New Westminster on this bright, sunshiny day. Wow, isn't it wonderful to see such lovely mix of light cloud and blue sunshine and wonderful, wonderful. Welcome, one and all, to all of you who are here, whether you are joining us for the first time or returning. A very warm welcome from me to you. And for all who may be joining online, either now live or sometime in the future, hello and welcome from all of us here at Unity in New Westminster. Come and join us sometime if you are ever visiting the Vancouver area. Why are we here? Because we love you. Oh, oh my God. How sweet, Gladys. Thank you. And I like that idea. And we're also here because we want to consider ideas for full and abundant living. To do that, we draw on the teachings of Jesus, who we consider our primary way shower and example, and we draw on the wisdom of faith traditions from other areas of the world. We draw from story, from song, from life experiences, from movies. Wherever we find that we are open to see it, there is inspiration just longing to be ignited within us. So all are welcome here. All are worthy here. All are celebrated here. We respect every person's right to choose their own life path. And our dream for you is that your life is filled with calm, connection, and contentment. Let us open our service today in a time of prayer. We're so grateful that we can be here today to laugh together, to sing together, to be inspired. We are grateful that we are on the traditional and ancestral territory of the Kakite First Nation. So blessed to be in this beautiful space. We know that we are all connected, that by whatever our understanding may be for God, it is one power, one energy. And there is no spot that energy is not. And within that power, within that energy, each one of us exists. We live, we breathe, we have our being, expressing as that energy, as that power, and connecting and interacting with that energy all the time. And it is from this awareness that we are connected that we extend a blessing of love, a blessing for peace, for healing to every being in the planet. We resolve to see beneath the labels that so often divide us and embrace our shared humanity. At this time especially, we extend a blessing of prayer to all people who are affected by the California wildfires. Those who have lost their homes, those who are living in fear and uncertainty, those who so far have survived, whose homes have been protected. We give thanks for firefighters and first responders, people who are leaving their own places of family and home to protect and serve the greater community. And we just hold them, the whole community of Los Angeles and that area, in love and compassion. There are no words, only love. And we, here, so many miles away, make a difference with our loving intention. And we are so grateful for our blessings here. Let us use their challenge as a reminder of how fortunate we are here. bless every day. And so it is. Amen. And I am going to invite Dorothy to come up and read the daily word for us. Now, if you recall, it was just a few weeks ago that Dorothy came up for the very first time, and she was very nervous. And now, just like at any karaoke party, once they get the microphone, I'm teasing.
I'm Dorothy. Today's daily word is grace. God's love flows from me as grace. If I understand another person's circumstances, grace flows from me easily. But if I witness mistreatment or injustice, my capacity for understanding may shrink. In these moments, when I wish to reclaim the gift of God's grace, I turn within to open my heart. I remember the magnificent spark of God shines in every person. People's actions and behaviors may not always reflect their divine nature, but if I am able to see them as divine beings, I can access the healing power of grace. I still recognize when something isn't right or fair, but I do so lovingly, holding in mind and affirming each person's inherent value. I honor myself and my loved ones while maintaining a spirit of forgiveness, allowing kindness to surge through me. These thoughts were inspired by 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 22. The Lord be with your spirit, grace be with you. And now let's join Carl as we sing Still.
Thank you. So this is from the Pixar animated feature, Over the Hedge. Is it Pixar, Izzy? It's Disney. It's DreamWorks. It's DreamWorks. And it's by Ben Folds. And there is a part in here that everybody can join in together, and I think you'll recognize it once you hear it. Here we go. I must give the impression that I have the answers for everything. You were so disappointed to see me unravel so easily. It's only change, it's only everything I know. It's only change, and I am only changing. La da, la da, la da 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 da, la da, la da 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 da, la da, la da, la da 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 da, la da, la da 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 da. You want something that's constant, and I only want it to be me. But watch, even the stars above, things that seem still are still changing. La da, la da, la da 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 da, la da, la da 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 da, la da, la da, la da 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 da, la da, la da 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 da. La da, la da, la da 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 da, la da, la da da da. Everybody, one last time. La da, la da, la da 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 da, la la, wa la 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 la. One more time with feeling. La da, la da, la da 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 da, la da, la da 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 da. Thank you.
As we prepare ourselves to hear today's message, let's move into a time of quiet and meditation. I invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. And if you prefer, just allow your eyes to remain open and gently rest on one spot in front of you. And as you breathe, just notice your breath. Take a moment to notice this amazing gift of life, that breath in and out, in and out. So often we take it for granted. Instead, let's take a moment now to give thanks for our breath. And now draw your attention gently to your forehead and your thoughts. And notice that your mind is always thinking. And rather than deny those thoughts, feel gratitude for them. And then sink beneath the thoughts. Sink beneath to your heart. To the place of feeling within you. And in this place, give gratitude to your heart. Give gratitude to your feelings. And as you hear these words, I invite you to hear them as if you are speaking. I am now immersed in the comfort of love. I feel love filling my mind and my body. I feel comforted because I know that this feeling of love is with me at all times, in all situations. From that realization alone, my spirit feels lifted. I feel safe and peaceful My mind is at ease. My mind is at ease. As I feel the spirit of love flowing through me, I feel security and tranquility washing over me. Peace fills my mind. Peace fills my body. With every heartbeat, I become more aware of this peaceful presence that is within me at all times. I am never alone. I am never alone. Peace and love are but a breath away. And as we move into a time of silence, we rest in this peace. We rest in love.
Want something that's constant, and I only want it to be me. But watch, even the stars above, things that seem still are still changing. La da, la da, la da 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 da, la da, la da 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 da, la da, la da. La da 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 da, la da, la da 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 da.
Thank you, Carl. How many of you have set some sort of New Year resolution this year? Potentially a wise group, not that many hands have gone up. How many of you have decided somewhere along the line that you're going to make a change, and you do it for a while, and then something happens, a bad day happens, it rains, it snows, or it's sunny, whatever, but something happens that throws you off your intention for a day or two, and then you're done? Or how many, like me, have been insistent that I'm going to go swimming every day? So I go and I swim for maybe 6 laps, and then I think, oh, after a few days, I can do more. So I could do 8, or I could do 10, or whatever the number is. But now it's taking up more time. And then all of a sudden it becomes too much of a burden. And so rather than going back to just swimming 6 laps, you're like, I'm not going to the pool at all. I don't have time. Any of you had that kind of experience of, this feels great, I'm all in, I'm going to do more, and then it gets too much? Welcome to having a heartbeat. Change is not something that's easy for us to drive. But as the song says, change is always happening. Look at the stars, they may appear still in the sky. Look at the planets, they're always moving. Look at us, we're always moving. Look at the sun, it's spinning, we're spinning. It's not really the sun rising, it's us spinning towards the sun. So there is an inherent movement of change in our lives. And thankfully, not all of that is up to us. If it were up to us, though, sometimes it's what we would want. Like, none of us really wants to get more, what was it my hairstylist said? More snow on the roof. More snow on the roof. Nobody really wants to have more snow on the roof. Nobody really wants to have more achy joints and all that stuff. I mean, if we had a choice, there are some things in our lives that we would choose not to change. Like 26 years old was a great age. So there are things that aren't in our power to change, but there is plenty that is. The problem is when we decide that we're going to make a change, it's not always that easy to do. If you ever found yourself promising yourself that you're going to do it differently next time, and then you find yourself doing exactly what you have done before, then I'm only partially joking when I say, welcome to having a heartbeat. Because it's not that easy to break our patterns. And I'll share with you this really fun, cryptic message from the book of Romans. Now, it refers to the word sin. Now, when you think of sin, think of missing the mark, like wanting to do something and then misjudging it somehow, not quite accomplishing it the way you want. And then listen to this. I do not understand what I do. For what I want to do, I do not do, but what I hate, I do. For I do not do the good I want to do, but the evil I do not want to do, this I keep on doing. Now, if I do what I do not want to do, it is no longer I who do it, but sin living in me that does it. I don't know how many do's there are in there, but I feel like do-do-dooby-dooby-doo. The devil made me do it. This very cryptic passage from the book of Romans, let me find it, Romans 7, beginning at verse 15, is a really interesting one, because basically what it's saying is there are times when I want to do something and find myself reverting to the patterns I promised myself I wouldn't do. So, hey, this what we're experiencing now is exactly what humanity has been experiencing all along. It's part of who we are, to have patterns of behavior. Statistics show that 80% of the people who make resolutions give up within 3 months. So we're ahead of the game because we know better than to make resolutions. Woohoo! It can be difficult. And I don't know how many people right now in January are buying gym memberships that will not be used by the end of February. And it's just predictable behavior. So what do we do when we want to make a change? Well, Jesus gives us a hint about what to expect when we're expecting change. He does it as he often does, in very few words that can in themselves become an entire book. In 30 words or fewer. From the book of Matthew, he says, "No one sews a piece of unshrunk new cloth onto an old cloak, for the patch pulls away from the cloak, and a worse tear is made. No one takes an immature patch and puts it onto a mature cloth, because the two will work against each other, and a worse tear will be made." Well, there are so many ways that one can take this reading. I see it as a metaphor for change. And the patch, then, is this new shiny thing that we decide that we want to implement. It may be an idea. It may be something that is a belief. It may be a habit that we decide that, we're not going to eat chocolate anymore. Or eat more vegetable, whatever it might be. Be less impatient, be more, be less. Eat more, eat less. The patch is this new thing. And it can be directed at ourselves, like I said, like things like I would like to do more of. But it can also actually be a metaphor for any change anywhere, including being the new person in a group. The patch comes in and is now trying to attach itself and integrate into this coat, this cloak, where things are pretty comfortable. Now, why do we use a patch? Sometimes it's to fix a hole. Sometimes it's just because it's kind of interesting, just to add something that has a little bit more pop of color. So newness happens either to repair something or just because people are looking for something different. The cloak represents the known. It represents the status quo, if you will. It's how we dress ourselves emotionally, physically, how we show up. In our ideas, it would be our existing set of beliefs, and now we want to put a new one. Or it could be our old way of doing things, and now we're trying to integrate something new. The cloak is what we're comfortable with. It may be a little threadbare, it may be a little worn, but we all know what it feels like to have a comfy, if threadbare, cloak. It's comfortable. We know what it is. Now in comes this new thing, this new idea. What do we do? What's interesting is Jesus thinks that it's self-evident that no one puts a new patch on an old cloak. The actual words that we're told is, no one puts new patch on an old cloak. Well, this is one of the few times that I got to be differing with my Jesus. Because I think we do it all the time. That we add something new that isn't matured enough. The idea isn't rounded out enough and stretched enough to integrate into our existing framework. We apply unshrunk patches all the time. So, if that's true, then what can we do? Well, what can we expect when we're expecting change? Well, let's take it from the point of view of the cloak, of what can we do on, it's a two-sided equation. We work in interaction with each other. Let's take a look at the existing, frayed perhaps, but comfy, cozy cloak. What can we expect? The first thing that we need to know is change is always going to include tension. So let's not be surprised by tension. And what do we do then? We stretch the old. Your existing cloak, your existing framework is already established. Your time is already filled, your habits have already been set. The family group or the work group, even if it has some irritating people in it, you know who they are, and it's pretty much established. It will take some intention and attention then to stretch so that you are ready to integrate something new into your life. It means also that you need to be prepared for tension within yourself and within the group. Expect tension, expect tension. Think of it. If it was an idea that you're trying to change, then there are going to be parts of you that are going to be resistant to that. There's going to be parts that are going to be like, ooh, that sounds like fun. This is good for us. And there's going to be other parts that are like, oh, too much time, too much money, too much. So don't be surprised at that pushback. Don't be surprised when you feel that when your son or daughter comes home with a person that you don't really appreciate, or any of those things. Expect tension. And then notice your tendency to want to go back to the way it was and give up. Throw it out. So if you're part of the old and you see something new happening, if it's in a workplace or a group, expect tension and do what you can to stretch your comfort level a little so that you can make a connection to this new person or this new rule or some edict coming down from head office. Be willing to stretch and don't be surprised at the tension. Expect it. What about if you are the new? Then here again, anticipating, wise tailors will anticipate tension. Now you've got to pre-shrink that idea. Or you've got to pre-shrink your behavior as the new person in the group. You've got to find ways to anticipate the tension and make allowance for it so that you are also maturing this new idea. First thing is, notice the tendency we have to be all-consuming. To be like, oh, this is so much fun, I'm all in. leaving behind your family and friends going, what just happened? Immature behavior, not sustainable. At some point, they're going to push back because they're the old patch going, what just happened? So first thing is watch the all or nothing tendency. Instead, aim to sustain. That means small steps, little micro steps that will touch the old and make lovely connections, seamless connections. Also, don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. Voltaire. What that means is, don't wait. Our tendency sometimes is, I'm going to start that yoga class, but I'm going to make sure that I have the right pants, the right top, the right blah, 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 blah. And until I have that, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to start. Try to watch yourself doing that and don't wait. Instead, don't let the perfect stop you from just touching the good. And with that comes with perfection for yourself. Don't expect perfection for yourself. None of us learn to walk in a day. None of us learn to walk without stumbling. None of us learn to ride a bike without falling once or twice, or in my case, never learned to ride a bike because I didn't like falling. So I did exactly what I'm telling you not to do here. Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. And finally, with that, when you're the new, whether it's something new that you're trying to integrate, or whether you're the new person in this group of established, comfy, cozy cloak, workplace, family, relationship, whatever it is, think slow and steady, winning the race. So you may come in, and this, you may be familiar with this in a workplace or family environment, where somebody comes in and they have brilliant ideas. But if they come in too strong to a group that's already established, what happens? Pushback from this group, and this person's going, what, why? It can completely shift the garment, the fabric. Wisdom is, yes, we've got someone new coming in, let's expect some tension here and be stretching to touch them. Wisdom, though, also is, I'm the new person, I'm going to tread lightly until I'm part of the garment. That same thing happens with our habits and our thoughts. We're going to tread lightly, slow and steady, so that we can actually make a connection that fits into our existing framework. Swimming 6 lanes 3 times a week, as opposed to swimming 15 lanes 7, 8 days a week, and then finding that it's not sustainable. And that's the last part of this, which is, don't let a worse tear be made. What happens when we integrate something and it doesn't work? We try and it doesn't work. Is that we end up pulling on ourselves, pulling on the relationship, pulling on the workplace so much that we actually can do more harm than if we had done nothing at all. And we see this in our everyday lives. How many of us have gone on a diet, and after the diet we think we're great, and a month or two goes by, and then we put on not just the amount of weight that we lost, but more. A worse tear is made. How does this happen? Well, I have a couple of ideas. One is, just by the very definition of the word resolution, or I'm going to do, a perfect swimming, or perfect yoga, or perfect eating, or I'm never having chocolate again, whatever those things may be. By their very definition, what we're saying is that what we're doing is not good. The word resolution implies that we resolve something, that we successfully bring something to a close. The word definition of it is a firm decision to do or not to do something. Well, that's a pretty high bar, isn't it? What if instead of, I will never do this again, we're a little kinder to ourselves and just move in the direction of what we would like to see more of in our life? With a little bit more grace, with a little bit more self-compassion, with a little bit more love. This beating up on ourselves because we need to get this out of our life is exhausting. We compare ourselves to this perfect image of how things should be, and when we find ourselves lacking, and we will, because it's just a made-up magazine picture, photoshopped and all, compare and despair. So instead of compare and despair, you're going to love this. Instead of compare and despair, handle with care. Aww, I made that up. When we're making changes, expect tension. When we see change happening, expect tension. If we're on the side of the old, let's do what we can to stretch so that we can accommodate the new. In our outer world, that might be the new person, the new relationship. In our inner world, it may be allowing a little bit of space for new habits to come in and new beliefs to kind of take hold gently. If we're the patch, we're the new. In our outer world, let's show up gently, curious rather than strong. Little steps. When we're implementing new habits or new beliefs and new things that we want to change when it comes to how we respond to things. Gently. Gently. Slow and steady, and let's not expect perfection. Instead, let's expect tension, and rather than compare and despair, handle both sides with care. That way we don't make a new tear, we make a glorious, beautiful, colorful, vibrant, new cloak, new framework, new life. That's what to expect when you're expecting change. I bless you.
If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you. If I could make days last forever, words could make wishes come true, I'd save every day like a treasure, and then again I would spend it with you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. Looked around enough to know that you're the one I want to go through time with. If I had a box just for wishes, dreams that had never come true, the box would be empty except for the memory of how they were answered by you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. I've looked around enough to know that you're the one I want to go through time with. Thank you.
I'm Sharon, and I'm going to do the announcements today. This again. Hello. Oh, and thank you so much, Carl, for blessing us with your presence and loving. Yeah. Wow, lovely. And for Rhona for a really good message. And for everyone for being here. Thank you. Okay. You'll notice some of the things. If you are someone who cannot attend here and out in Zoom land somewhere, you can attend some items here at Unity in New Westminster. First of all, we have a Zoom meeting on meditation from 10:30 to 11:15 on Mondays. And we check in with each other. We enjoy a guided meditation. And we uplift and acknowledge each person as we read the names of the people on our prayer list. And if you have someone that you feel should be on the prayer list, feel free to put it in when donations are passed around, or in the box over by the door, or even on our website. On Wednesday evening, we have a youth group. We're so pleased to have that started. Thank you. Between 7 and 9 on Wednesday, 7 and 9 p.m. There are snacks, games, music, and we explore life's meaningful topics and everyday challenges through open conversations. Youth are able to connect with each other in a welcoming, safe community atmosphere. Meet new friends in a fun and supportive environment. All youth age 13 plus are welcome, and all beliefs are welcome. So if you know any that would like to attend, please let them know about it. Unity Canada is offering several courses which will be held on Zoom. Ah, there they are. Some are starting this week, and I'm glad to see we're back on that too, because I took a lot of courses in the past, and really, it really helped a lot. If you're interested in joining a class, either for interest or because you want to study to become a licensed Unity teacher, more information is on unitycanada.org/learn. Or send an email to courses@unitycanada.org. If you have any questions, ask Rhona, because she's been through that. We are grateful for your gifts and which support Unity in New Westminster. Many of us contribute in pre-authorized payments, so you're not placing anything in the contribution today. Feel free to bless it as it silently goes by. And then you pass the basket along. I think we just sort of, yeah. For our online viewers, you'll find a donation link on our website in the description of the recording. And please like and subscribe to our channel so we can reach more people. And please give freely from a place of abundance and gratitude. And we'll be here. We are so blessed, and we are.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Sharon, for reading our announcements today. And thank you, Dorothy, for reading our daily word today. I'm so glad. Thanks to all of our team, both visible and invisible, that we do things behind the scenes. So just a blanket thank you to all of our team. And thank you to each of you for being here today. When you're expecting change, don't be surprised at the tension. Work with it. That's really the message that I want you to take home with you. It'd be like, oh yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah? All right. I hope you all stay for coffee and for snacks, and let's move into a circle if we're able, and we'll, everyone's excited at that. It's like, yes, we're done. The circle, you like the circle, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.